Come on, camera, do your job. Focus. Come on, camera, do your job. Focus. Good morning, gang. Blurry here. This stupid camera. I regret ever buying it. Canon. It doesn't work. Automatic doesn't work. Trying to select the spot here. I'm tapping on the screen right here to show it where it's supposed to focus, but it doesn't seem to be able to do it. Not too much sake. No. What if we zoom out or something, or zoom in? Do we have to ask everybody to cross their eyes today? Oh, is that it? There it goes. Quick, David, just set it. That might be it. Okay. This is kind of an experiment. First time to try something. Experiment. We're live, actually. This is the next year's series. We've got some samples here. This actually is not a finished one, but we're working out. These are the captions for the prints of next year's series. We have the first batch of prints in here, finished by Ishikawa-san. And today I have to figure out a way to get the captions printed on them. That's my brother calling from Germany. He's going to have to wait, I think. It is still a bit blurry, isn't it? Menu, camera settings, spot focus setting, manual, focus on this point right here. Touch the point. I'm trying to focus. Oh, there it goes. Look, 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 look. We got it. Hi. Set. Okay. Will it stay? Who knows? Will it stay? Oh, look at that. Much better. Okay. What we've got here. As I said, we've got some prints with no captions. And we've got a board here. We've produced some, I forget what they're called in English. They're called jushiban in Japanese. What's the English word? Those plates, a polymer plate. Polymer plates with some text. Auto means auto, automatic. No, it's a polymer plate with the... Let me send a quick email to my brother. Sorry, excuse me, just a sec. This is going to be one of those days, I can already see. Okay, back to where we were. There's a polymer plate with some lettering here. Just give me a second here. Good morning, sir. Oh no, I'm in the middle of a live stream here, actually, which is why I didn't answer. Can I get back to you?
No big deal. I was just calling up to pitch anyway.
Okay.
I've been sitting here till goddamn midnight waiting for your mother to come online. And she still isn't there, and she bitches every time I miss the call.
Okay, well, I'll try and call her then as soon as I get off here. I'll watch for her then. Hi.
I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here going quietly hairy nuts. It's Tuesday. I didn't have a show today. I've been sitting here doing
okay.
nothing all day except waiting for the call. I'm sorry to bitch at you.
Okay, well, whatever. Well, I'll try and call her then as soon as I get off my stream.
She sent me a morbid, morose, unknown voice thing yesterday. 2 minutes of crying into her.
Yeah, we're actually, Simon, we're live right now. We're live on air at the moment. I'm streaming at the moment, so our car.
Maybe not.
Well, I know, but I can't help it. I'm in the middle of a stream. So as soon as I get off this, I'll give her a call, or I'll try and give her a call, and maybe I'll give Sherry a call, see what's going on.
You would have been you're not having breakfast now?
No, I'm in the middle of a stream. We're making some prints on air, actually. If you go to Twitch, you can maybe log in and see it. So.
Yeah, I don't know what Twitch is. I'm sorry to interrupt that.
No problem. Anyway, I'll give her a call. As soon as I get off this, I will try and contact her, and I'll call Sherry as well.
She's probably listening to this anyway.
Okay.
So we're all in the deep poop.
Okay, all right. Thanks then. Thanks. Sorry about that, gang. Where were we? Well, actually, the family's pretty good, you know. I know that's my brother in Germany, which is like 8 hours behind me. My mother and my kids are in Vancouver, which is 8 hours ahead of me. We're all different places in the world, which makes it difficult to all communicate at the same time. So anyway, where were we? We've got a board here with some lettering done on a polymer plate. And we've prepared some registration marks on the board. Aoyama-san set this up for me yesterday. And we've got a bit of a mask here. So what I'm going to do in a minute is get some etching ink, roll it out here, roll it just onto the calligraphy part, not calligraphy part, the lettering part, pull it back, put the paper on, rub it, and we should get a caption on the print. Let's give it a try. I've been warming up the ink. We've got a little tiny hot carpet underneath these printing benches, and I left the hot carpet on this one on last night. So the etching ink has been warming up down there. But it would be nice if I had something to scoop it out. Let's use this pencil. We're not going to need much ink at all, obviously. That may be too much, who knows? Let's see. Mouse got away. Okay, let's just take a test just on a random sheet of paper here. All right, somebody's leaving, whatever. Okay, sorry about that. Look at that, presto. Printing. I've invented printing. Let's give this a try. What I'm worried about though is that's on just a normal piece of calendared paper, you know, copy paper. But our prints are of course on washi, which has a deep, thick texture. And pressing it onto here might give the ink might blur all over the place. And let's try and see. Let's use a junk part of it here. How much pressure to use? I don't know. Oh, here we go. The hotel again. The sunshine. Hang on. My God, it's going to work. It's actually going to work. And it's got a nice letterpress feel. Can you see it? Up and running. Okay, should I cut out the sunshine or leave it? It's okay. Let's leave it. All right, let's do this. Registration marks carefully in. Here we are, the first print of next year's series coming off the blocks. Bingo! Number 1. I don't know how many we'll end up printing. Can we, oops, dropped it already. Can we, look at this, it's still holding focus. There we go. We have a print with a real caption. And it's got a nice letterpress bite to it as well. Very happy with this. Now what am I going to do with these? You know, I'm new to this. I have no idea. I've never used like inks and stuff before. I've never done any Western printing at all. So you're probably laughing at me here about this, you know. I know. I don't think it's going to offset here because what we've got. It's just like, hang on, I can't talk and do this at the same time. Hang on. Word about offsetting here. It's actually the ink part now is pushed down into the surface. So if I let's take that first one I did as a sample. If I rub my finger across this, there's nothing because it's not actually touching. The part that's inked is pressed down. And a very light touch across this thing is nothing. This is moist paper and that's ink in fact I can rub harder and harder. Nothing, it's okay. So I'm just very lightly stacking these right now. I don't want to put them loose out into the room because these are still wet, moist for printing. And if I just put them loose in the room, they will now shrivel up and shrink up, twist. So I'm going to lightly stack them just under this plastic cover and we will dry them in our normal way. Hey, this is going to be fun. This is all new to me, you know. I've never done this before. Maybe this is my next career. Printmaking with Western ink. Not much. Speaking of which, I should mention, you know, we're getting up and running with this series. We need subscriptions for it. The prints are going to be dirt cheap, 25 each. Fully packed, plus postage of, I think it's $2.50, $2.40, anywhere in the world. Monthly subscription, the first ones start going out in January. Do we have a link for it? Legendary Loot, Tony. Let me put it in here. HTTP. Somebody's going to beat me to it, I think. You beat me to it, of course. I should know better than to do that. A question in the box. Just give me a minute here. I was asked the other day about this and why don't I carve the captions in like Japanese calligraphy or something, but at the price we're doing these, really, at the price we're doing these, there's a limit to how much actual time we can spend on these. Okay, where's the question box? I don't know, but that's what the open-ended question I've ever seen. I know. Somebody's going to start printmaking. It said they're getting a printmaking set for Christmas. I guess you know somebody's already decided they're going to give it to you. What do I do? I'm not quite sure what to say there. I don't know. One place to start, or actually to get some advice on that, some actual practical advice from people who are also just starting, is to check the fan page for this stream. And there are a lot of people there who are just doing exactly this, who are starting. I'll put the link in here in this scroller. And if you go check that page, there are a dozen people or so who are in that same position. They have just now begun to start making prints. I think they can probably share their experiences. This is cool, you know, I get a kick out of this. Even when I was a kid, I think we've mentioned this story on the stream before, that when I was a little kid, at some age, I don't even remember, 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 or something like that. Must have been pretty on the young side. My brother and I, for Christmas, we got one of those little stamp pad sets. A bunch of letters in a box, a little holder, and a stamp pad. So you put your name in there first, and you put it all backwards, and you put the stamp pad, and you stamp it. And I played with that thing for so many freaking hours, I can't even remember. I must have been young, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something, I don't know. And the idea that you'd get this preparation done and then stamp something on paper, and you could do your name and your name and your name and your name and your name. Whatever, I think there's people that couldn't care less about that, and there's people that say, what is this, what is this, what is this? And obviously, I'm the type that finds that really interesting, given, you know, the career I've made now. What if Jed's here this morning? I don't see his name on the stream yet. I think if he would have spoken up if he was here. Can somebody do me? Well, I shouldn't ask this because then 100 people will do it. I better do it myself. Hang on a second. Excuse me a sec while I pop Jed a quick email to have him come in and watch this, because it's his prints that are just starting to come now here. So hang on a sec. Sorry about that, excuse me. If I ask someone else to volunteer, 100 people will do it. Those keys look dusty. It's not the keys. It's what do you call it? A cover, which is wearing out. I was in the computer shop last night too. Idiot, I forgot. I should have got a new one. I wanted a really thin cover so that it didn't, you know, you couldn't feel it. And because it's so thin, it's worn out quickly. This is cool, you know. This is such a nice mix between the Japanese and the Western, you know. Sitting here with Japanese tools and barren and washi and rubbing this, but it's actually a text printed and rolled with ink, you know. If any of you saw that video, David's Choice, I think it was David's Choice number 4 that I put out on a few months back, probably half a year back by now. I featured a book, Japanese book, that was printed here in the early 1900s. And it had a bunch of illustrations all done with the classical woodblock technique, carved and printed on woodblocks. And it had the text done like this, with actual ink and text lettering, you know. And it's a cool book. It's a real mix of both of those things. In this light, or the flat light, the print doesn't show the embossing stuff. It's beautifully embossed. All the calligraphic scratches and stuff are deeply pressed into the paper. It looks so nice, you know. Yeah, the flower book. So. I was lucky enough to get one of those before they became, you know, really well known, famous. It cost me a couple $100, and now I have no idea what they are now. $500, $600, $700, $800. I don't know. Something else to mention too with these captions, I'm not going to run the whole batch of woodblock prints we have here. I'm going to save a couple of dozen here. Because the idea has come up. I maybe shouldn't mention this because I don't know if it's going to be something we're going to do. But whatever, the idea has come up that we should do the captions in different languages. And I don't know, because that's a giant can of worms. Do I make woodblock prints and stock them here, and we offer a German edition and a French edition and a Japanese edition, and then we print each one to order with these captions in different languages? I don't know. It's a cool idea, but the logistics are kind of bizarre. So, what can I say? Throw me some feedback. If you think, excuse me, throw me some feedback on that. You know, if you want a Swedish edition, I know the polymer plates are a little bit expensive. I can't make a new polymer plate for each one, just for Swedish, and then just for Finnish, and just for German, and just for French, you know. But it could be, if we set it up in advance, that we had some of the fans do a translation, because they're the ones who are going to get it, do the translation themselves. We let the caption, we tell everybody the caption's a few months in advance. People sort out different languages. Okay, once I've got the 12 or 13 or 14 or 20 languages all back, I make one polymer plate for all those languages. And then we could offer the print in those languages. But what do? Do I print up 10 Swedish ones in advance? You know, you can't do that. So I'm not sure about the logistics. But it would be so cool, you know. We could print them up all actually without captions, and then at shipping time, print the captions in. You know, just do 55 English ones, 35 Japanese ones, 12 Swedish ones, whatever, you know, I don't know. Oops, upside down. That's a good mistake to make. Another question. But I think it would be cool. It would be a way to get more interest in the series, I think, you know. I mean, somebody wants an Armenian edition. They'd have the only one in the world for sure, you know. I heard the question, so let's see what's in there. Italy. Yes and no. Somebody's asking if they've got a set of carved blocks and they want to see what it would look like if it's printed properly. If they sent us the carved blocks, could we print them here? I gotta say yes or no. I mean, it's easy for us to do. That's just proof printing. That's what Ayumi-san did yesterday all day with a Dragon Ball print. The problem is it takes a ton of time. You know, you get a set of blocks. I don't know how many there are in the set you're talking about here. We have to look at it, analyze, think about what colors we're going to print. We got to mix prints, mix pigments. We got to get some paper ready, moisten it, do all the test printing. Oops, didn't work. Try different test printing. It's a big, big job. And the printers here in town do this occasionally. Before we had our own printers here, I would go to Namabi-san or Kubota-san and ask for a day's proof printing. You know, I think one of our prints, I did most of the heroes myself. One of them I was stuck for time. What was it? The Dracula print, the one about Castlevania. I was really stuck for time. So I took my camera over to Kubota-san's place and he did the proof printing on my blocks. Took us a day. And I filmed it actually. I was there filming it. And it became a YouTube video. And his fee for the day for proof printing a set of blocks was 2,000 yen on a 20,000 yen. About $200. So a professional printer, for a typical set of blocks that can be proofed and set up in one day, charge that much. It's simply because it's time, of course, you know. When we're doing an edition, printers get paid by the sheet, but when you're doing proofing, the only way to do it is by time. So the question being asked right now is, yes, we are able to do that, but no, we're not able to accept that kind of a job right now because we're just so full of time. We just have no time to do that sort of thing. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Every single one that comes off, it's cool, it's neat. You know, I don't get tired of it. I don't know how many thousands I could do before I got tired of it. I don't know. Squeaky roller, yeah. It is indeed. It hasn't been used before. I think it has been used, but not in many, many years. I don't even know where we got it. It's not so squeaky, actually. I've heard worse. Might need a tad more ink, I think. I'm not so experienced at this. Where's that pencil? I'll keep it warm. Put it back on the carpet. Yes. Too much ink now, I'm not sure. This is outside of my experience. Be careful. The test here. Seems okay. Seems all right, good. I have to learn how to use this. Like somebody saying in the stream, there's a sound, I guess, you know. I don't have a full roll. There's sort of a swoosh. What's the sound, I guess, that it makes when you do it really right? Here's our light again. The sunshine has hit another window in the hotel over there. The sun goes across the hotel windows one by one by one by one. My legs are under the table, yeah. I'm just sitting at a bench here. And if you've been to Japan, you know about kotatsu, the table that people sit around in the living room. You scrunch your legs up underneath it. This is what we call a horigotatsu. It's like a kotatsu table, but there's a space underneath for your feet to go down. A lot of restaurants do that these days. People don't want to sit with their legs crossed anymore. So we've built our whole workshop this way. We raised the floor up. Then the printers sit here with their feet down inside. There's a little tiny hot carpet down there to keep their feet all warm. Excuse me. It's all right. Heat source and hanging quilt. Hanging quilt. I'm not sure what I'm saying. It's a little hot carpet, which is really low, like 15 watts or something. Just warms your toes. Pressing a bit too hard. Take it easy, Dave. The working bench here, you can't see it there. It is angled. I know. This is up and it goes down, 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 down. We've talked about this before. I know. For today's printing, it's no big deal. But for main printing on a bench like this, you got to keep your hands, you got to keep your wrist straight. If you're bending your wrist in printing, it's endless trouble. If your wrist is straight, then when we do the printing, where am I at? Here a sec. Like this. My wrist is basically straight when I do this printing. And all day, all day, all day, all day with big, heavy, hard work. That's really, really important. I get no RSI, there's no problem. So the bench is down so that it matches the angle from my elbow right across. Oops. What's this, wood block man? The jig, we made this, oh, I must have made it yesterday just for this, of course. We make these jigs all the time for doing stuff like this. We have to put embossing in a particular area of the print. The next print in this series that's coming up, there's 2 characters in the image, there's a caption at the bottom, but there's also some very fine text. There's a sign hanging in the image. I think I've got it here, hang on a sec. Let me pop it up. No, I guess I don't, it's gone, okay. There's a sign hanging in the image, and we've done that with a polymer plate. So we'll be making a new jig for that one. The Great Wave print that our printers are making right now, the calligraphy on that one is done on a separate piece of wood. And that, again, they make a little jig just so you can fit it up and put it in the right place. Have you done any, I don't know yet. I know, as people know, I was touching up the Great Wave block the other day. A couple of little parts that needed opening up because they'd, really tiny areas had started to close up. So I opened them up. And the block, no, the block has gone back to our printer, but it's there. We're done for the New Year's. It's really a sad situation. We've got so many people right now wanting the Great Wave, especially for Christmas presents. And we don't have any, and we don't have any printer time for it. The Great Wave printing will start again on January 4th. And the first batch should be ready about January 15th. And they're already sold out. And the next print batch will start a month later because we can't overwork that block. So the Great Wave now, at the moment now, is just simply back ordered for the foreseeable future. So anybody who's interested in it, just go to the website and drop your name on that page. We're keeping a list of people who are interested in it. And it's going to be, that's it. It's going to be a waiting list from now on. I can't see any position where we will ever have now Great Waves available. That video series has been so spectacularly, what's the word? I didn't make the video series to advertise the print, but that's what's actually happened. So it's a sad situation. We've got that beautiful print. And it's now going to be permanently back ordered, I think. You want the Great Wave, take a number and get in line. They awful. Can't be helped though, I'm sorry. I was chatting in the shop Monday afternoon about that, and the guy said, just put the price up, put the price up. And I just, that concept, that thought, that idea of just because supply and demand, there's low supply and high demand, so put the price up, put the price up. I'm so disgusted by that idea, I don't even know what to say, He was friendly and I chatted with him, it's okay, but just the idea, It's not a question of ethical, it's a question of what does it do? Putting the price up just means the consumer has to pay more. So somebody who really will like that print has to empty his wallet 2 times, 3 times instead of once. We get more money in our bank. Big deal, what's the difference, We still can't make any more. It wouldn't make supply increase. It wouldn't help anybody. It just transfers more money from A to B with no other difference in value or I don't know. you follow it to its logical conclusion, we should just make one copy a year and sell it at $100,000. Is that the way we should do it? Same result for us, same revenue, just much less prints out in the world. I don't get it. There's just no way. The purpose of these prints is to make a lot of them. That's what printmaking is about, you know. Not to limit it. Excuse me a second. Your point, more blocks, more prints. We can't scale up anymore. We can't make any more than we're making already, even if we had money. Oh, complicated conversation, eh? I know if we had more money, I get the idea. If we had more money, we could hire more carvers and carve more blocks and make more prints that way. I get that idea. We could actually scale up. And in fact, we are now. There's 4 of us here working as carvers. We could theoretically make another copy of the Great Wave. No problem. But Chon-san, who's the only guy here who's capable of doing that other than me, he's working at the moment full-time on Heroes prints. He's carving the one... the 4th one we did in the Kickstarter campaign, the one with the 2 guys and the giant sword in the middle. I don't know what game it is, I'm sorry. What does Jed call it? Meteoric Power. So Chon-san's carving that right now. So okay, assume that we said, okay, let's make more Great Wave prints to fill the demand here. Take Chon-san off that job. He can make more, he can start carving another block for the Great Wave. Take him a couple of months, I guess, to do a block set for that. But at what price? Then there's no Heroes prints, you know. So how do I use these resources? You know, I'm so happy with this, you know. It's so nice. I don't know if you can see it with the sunshine here. There's a beautiful emboss. The lettering's embossed. Everything's embossed, especially the scratch carving. Can we do this without spoiling the camera focus? What looks like brushwork here, you know, it's carved. Jed brushed it with his brush, and then we carved it. It's 8:46 and nothing from Cameron yet. What do you think? Train problem again? When we hired him to come here, you know, he didn't live in Tokyo. He lived way out in the boonies, up in the mountains in Niigata. So coming to Tokyo meant he had to search for a place to live just to work here. So we looked at the trains and stuff, the easiest access to Asakusa. And Asakusa is not in the middle of Tokyo, but there are lots of train lines here. There's actually 4 different stations called Asakusa Station. 4 different train lines that all come through Asakusa. And he chose the one that's a commuter line. It goes out from here, out towards Ibaraki, towards the Tsukuba area, where the new university groups are. So he chose that, thinking that it would be a relatively easy commute for him. And he counted out. The farther away you get from Tokyo, the cheaper the accommodations are, but the longer you spend commuting. It's a simple equation. So he drew his circle around 30 minutes away from work, or 30 minutes on the train. And that was a reasonable place to be able to rent a house. It seemed to make sense, but that 30 minutes has grown and grown because of train problems. So, but it's a brand new train. It shouldn't be a problem. This is the point where I find I made a spelling mistake when I prepared the Illustrator file. After printing the caption on 100 prints, find that I made a spelling mistake. I did check carefully, actually. So. Jed's given me the next couple of designs, 3 and 4, are up here. One of them had a very, very, very long caption, 2 lines. And I don't know, I get 2 things against that. One is the physical problem of printing it and getting it laid out on the print. And the second is, if the joke is so complicated that you need 2 lines of caption to explain it, I don't think it's perhaps such a good idea. I don't know. Do they do Christmas festivals in Japan? Recently, in recent years now, any kind of shopping area or large-scale business, whatever, does illuminations. The country, the city anyway, at least, is flooded with illuminations. It's insane. And everybody's trying to outdo the other guy. Maybe overseas it's the same these days, I don't know, because LEDs are now so cheap and easy to get. And there are some insane illumination displays going on in Tokyo at the moment. Whole long streets and arcades and buildings and the inside of the buildings. So that's become a sort of Christmas end-of-year tradition for that. And the other main Christmas tradition here is, as many people over there know already, is KFC. I know everybody and his dog lines up at KFC Christmas evening to get chicken. They open extra antenna shops, they hire extra staff, they kill bajillions more chickens, whatever, I don't know. Don't know how they got started. Wonderful, wonderful promotion by that company, I guess. The downside is nobody eats chicken or KFC for the next 6 weeks. So I guess they go to sleep. I don't know. But Christmas isn't the giant shopping gift thing that it is in the West, you know. The depressing part of it is, I got to get a gift, I got to give a gift, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? That doesn't happen here at all. Here it's just sort of a, I don't know what the expression to use is, it's just sort of one of those picked up holidays, and they've picked up the parts of it that they find is cool and neat, the lighting and the jingly belly type thing. But there's nothing. It's nothing to do with Christianity, of course, and it's nothing to do with, I don't know, all the gift giving. That's not part of it. So it's just a bit of, I don't know, color in the middle of a winter season. Here we go. The sun has hit the next window, so maybe I can get a good. Can I get it? Nice. Sunny impression here. How close can we get to the camera here? Which way am I going? Hey, we're getting better here. Have we got it? There's our print. There's number 1. Very happy with this. I think it's a top up our ink. There's one sheet left in this batch before I switch to the next batch. What we've had 2 of our printers have been working on this. The batch I'm doing right here now, this has come from Ishikawa-san. She did, and the woman who works, oops, what am I doing? Dave. And then the other batch, which I'll start in a few minutes here, that was done by Ayumi-san, who's still hanging around here for a while. You know, she's basically now off doing the pregnancy thing, making a baby. But as we posted the other day, for her the difficult part of that, or the first difficult stage, is over. And she's now just peacefully growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So she can do some non-stressful work. And she did a bunch of these prints for us. This is non-stressful work, you know. Ishikawa-san has a lot of newspaper here. Ooh, there's the batch. Here's Ayumi-san's. Where are they? Oh, she's got a batch here. Quite a batch. Oh, she's got heads and tails. I'm going to have to flip them over each one. Excuse me here. Wait, I need to go under these here. Okay, let's roll. Now the ink is done. I need more ink. Where's my can? Hello, hello. It's not owls. No, don't panic. It's not owls. It's okay.
Am I in the right workshop?
It's safe to come in. There's no owls here today. It's safe. All this traditional Japanese printmaking going on today.
What is going on?
It's coming out well. Look at this. You haven't seen this before.
No, it's my first time.
Actually, there you are.
Good morning.
Here, look at this. We've got some lettering down here on a polymer plate.
Right.
We've got a little mask to help protect it. Flip the mask out of the way. Grab one of the new legendary loot prints. In it goes. And presto, a caption.
Beautiful.
Printing. It's called printing.
Yeah.
Let's, like somebody said on stream, let's patent it quickly.
Let's print. That looks great. Huh? Cool. Yama-san is coming in today, is that right?
I don't know. Do I know? I don't know.
Okay, that's alright.
When we left last night, what did he say?
I think he said he is coming today, but we'll see. I think so.
There's questions for you here.
What was that?
There's questions for you here.
Uh-oh. But I can't really take the computer down from up there, I don't think.
No, but as in like, where's your late slip?
Oh, where's my late slip? Oh, no. Probably still got one or two extras.
This is a planned timing, is it? So,
yeah. No, it was a little delayed, but not enough for them to give me a slip. I don't know what's wrong with the Scuba Express. This
I know Cameron's working hours are not set. He doesn't have to be here 9 to 5 or whatever. I know he and I, whatever the deal we have is that he's got X number of hours to do each month. Other than that, he's totally free. And the work he's doing here is mostly just by himself. He doesn't have to be here at the same time as somebody else. So he might show up at 8 o'clock, might show up at 9 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah.
At least that's our story, and we're sort of sticking to it. So. I know Suga-san's off today. She's not feeling so good, so she's not going to do the Heroes printing.
Oh, that's good.
And Ayumi-san, as far as I know, is coming.
Oh,
We've had 2 days of delay now. Suga-san, the printer, she did the test printing of that, the first boss fights print. and then came down with something. So the printing was supposed to start Tuesday yesterday, and it hasn't, so whatever. The print will be done when it's done. And for me, the next priority right now that this is done, the next priority today is to try and get a video together to explain and show this series. Because we're up and running January 1st. We don't have enough subscribers yet, so we got to get going on that part of it. I've been really delinquent. The ink I'm using is, where are we here? It's exotic ancient Japanese ink called etching ink. There's nothing Japanese about what we're doing here at all. Well, I'm rubbing with the Japanese tool, but other than that, nothing Japanese about this. It's softened, moistened paper. Japanese paper, of course. Gotta be careful. A bit of grey there, a bit of black. Gotta roll it a bit more carefully, I think. This looks easy, but I think I better be careful. It's probably a bit. Yeah. way of taking care. Longevity, I don't know. I don't think any difference. This is just carbon black ink. You know, normal etching ink like this is carbon black mixed with oil-based binders. Our normal pigment that we use for printing the black lines on these print is carbon black. It's soot mixed with a water-based binder. And now that they're both onto the paper and pressed there, I don't think there would be too much difference. When you talk about longevity of print, the black is not the one you're worried about at all. It's some of the softer colors will die or fade out, or the paper itself if it's not a good quality paper. But black ink is not one of the things that you're going to have to be concerned about fading out or any kind of printed matter. So no, I don't think this is a factor at all. Oh, I know, there's something else I was supposed to leak. Hang on a second, there's something else I was supposed to talk about on news. Let me get this. I've got an image in my inbox. Let me get it out of my inbox first. Hang on a sec. This is... Where are we here? Hang on a second. Height. Try to drop this onto my desktop here. Hang on a sec. Where is it? Height. What's it called? Image3.jpg. Let me pop this up. It'll probably pop up too big first. I'll have to shrink it down. So just hang on a minute here. It might take me a minute to get this organized properly. Add to the window, add image to the window. Go and find it. Excuse me a second here. It's now on my desktop. Okay, this is going to come up too big. I'll have to shrink it down. So hang on a sec. Give me a minute to do this. Oh, it's also sideways. Ow! Let me see if I can turn it. Hang on a sec. Sorry for the distraction here. Excuse me. It's actually correct. Why did it come in sideways? Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Hi, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Recognize this? Let's put it over here on the computer. That's out of the way. It is now in production. In production. If you go back 2 years ago, we showed this nearly 2 years ago. And we're now finally in production. Kanai-san started this week. Any of you guys recognize what this is? There's 2 or 3 things to recognize about this. If our friend from Holland, Jacques Commandeur, was here, he would know exactly what this is. Somebody says Miku. Could be. Miku Plus. If you Google, Hashiguchi Goyo, wood designer back in the Taisho period, designer of Japanese woodblock prints, Hashiguchi Goyo. Somebody can Google this, look up his work. Find us a link to the original version of this. Hashiguchi Goyo, G-O-Y-O. You'll come up with a print. It'll be in the 1920s, I guess. I'm not sure exactly, 1921 maybe, or 1919, somewhere in there. Somebody's got some links here. The link might be borked, I'm not sure if that's real. That's the original Japanese print. Naked ladies, don't worry about it. Somebody in the bath. It's not porn. Relax. One of his most famous designs is a woman just coming out of the bath, but it's not anything pornographic, so don't panic here. And that's the background. That's a very, very famous image here in the Japanese printmaking world. The genre is called Shin Hanga, and that was a pre-war Japanese print style. Hashiguchi Goyo was very famous for doing those. And what has happened here, this one, you've heard me talk about our young Chinese carver, Chon-san. This is the set of blocks that he brought to me nearly 2 years ago. Came from Hong Kong, got off the airplane, came to my workshop here, showed me this set of blocks, and I'm like, who did this? Who carved this? What's going on? And he carved it. He's fabulous. This is the guy who's working for us now. He's doing the boss fights carving for us, and this was his first print that he brought to us. They didn't really have the skill to print it, he and his girlfriend. They had conceived it, designed it, and carved it, and didn't really have the skill to print it. So we started testing it for them about 2 years ago. And then the printer who was doing it, Kanai-san, she got pregnant and left, and we didn't have anybody else to do it. But now Kanai-san is asking for work. She's at home with her baby. She wants stuff to do. So we've activated this project again. And she's now going to get started making an edition. And maybe a couple of weeks from now, just at the end of the year, or maybe the 1st of January, these will be in the shop. It won't be a subscription series or anything, just simply there'll be single prints. And there's more than one coming. Chon-san has done another one, another Goyo print, adapted in the same way into pop culture. If people say prefer the original, that's fine. And if you got $15,000, so. I'm not sure what to call this. It's not a parody in the sense that we parody those video games in the Hero series. This is just sort of a looking at somebody's work and doing a modern adaptation of the same theme. You know, there's people who won't like it, I guess, but I enjoy it very, very much. And what I mostly enjoy is the production. He carved so beautifully. This guy's already got me beat, you know. If he was, you know, he doesn't have yet production ability to go, get stuff done. But my God, he can carve tastily. That was outside. Whoever was screaming, it was some kid being dragged down the street by their mother. No idea. didn't want to go to the daycare center or something. No idea. Or being kidnapped, who knows?
Not that one.
Pardon me?
I hope not that one.
Whatever. Considering they're gonna, where the direction they were going, they're gonna go right past the police box. I think whatever.
Yeah.
Like I can stay out of it. You got the new machine set up yesterday, okay?
Yep.
No
Yeah.
problems. You made an ID for it and stuff, and
The what?
did you make an ID and stuff for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you upgrade or leave it?
It's in the process of upgrading.
Right now?
I tried to start it last night and then fell asleep, so I didn't get to finish it.
So you're doing it now? Oh, I'm getting drop frames
no,
here.
it's not downloading anything. It's already been downloaded last
Okay,
night.
okay.
Yeah.
I got 0.2% drop frames here,
Oh.
which is because you're in the building, obviously. It's
Probably, yeah. But I'm not downloading anything new. It's already been downloaded. Just installed.
Let's top up the ink a touch here. I have no experience here how much ink to use at any given time, but I think we got it just a little bit at a time. Don't blob too much on there. The kid's still out there. What's going on? No idea.
Should I go take a look? What is that?
Someone on the stream here, the kid just discovered they're not getting the Great Wave for Christmas. Thank you. But it hurts. I could have retired. I could have retired to, where am I going to retire to? I don't know, Hawaii. If we'd been able to make all the orders. I could retire and, you know, make some woodblock prints for a hobby.
Yeah.
When the girls get here in a few minutes, Shiba-san and Audrey-san. Audrey-san might get here first. She has no key, so we've got that usual thing. So.
Okay. I can take it.
Also, There's 4 party reservations overnight. It's exploding for the end of the year. We're going to be...
Should I risk waking up that computer so I can get them on the calendar? Or?
Actually, it's already awake. It's been awake all night because I was copying the music file into the Drobo. So that's done.
Oh, nice.
So it's awake. But let them do the copying. Just I'm worried about Audrey getting in. That's all. It's cold outside, so if she's stuck outside.
Yeah, I'll go check the door.
How many we got left? We're okay, there's a bunch left. I got to remember to leave the last 10 or 15 or something because I think we might be doing them in Japanese, so we'll see. Jacques, yeah, he's crazy. You know, he loves this stuff so much. You know, he's crazy. He's got, you know, a normal job. He's a research scientist in some kind of statistics field, I think. I'm not quite sure exactly. But he's nuts about printmaking. He's supported my work for a long, long time. Tiny bit too much pressure on some of this. Let's be careful. I could maybe be taped down a bit. Where is some tape here? Hang on a sec. This printmaking thing, you know, it's eternal vigilance. You can never, you have to watch and check each single copy of each one, you know. Take that down a bit, I think it'll be a bit more stable. They're here, or?
No, no one yet. I think they will be soon.
So is the door open?
Yeah.
Thank you. I know it's pretty clear the year end is going to be insane. Insane. The last week, running up to the first, you know.
That's what it looks like.
And there's nobody. It's me and Kawai-san. Everybody else is, I know, is going.
Taking a break.
Pardon?
Everyone else is taking a break.
Of course. I was hoping to get a bunch of real work done during that time, but it's not going to happen. So I've got to get the book finished. That book of the 10 prints. You know, it's all done now. The prints are all here. It's just waiting for me to get busy and put it all together and bind it. People are waiting for the thing. Probably people on this very stream. Yeah, the modern Goyo print, it's okay. You know, for me, both are fine. This new one doesn't hurt the original in any way, which I treasure. I've got one. I don't have a Taisho era version. I've got a post-war reproduction done in the early post-war period, which is glorious, absolutely glorious. So yeah, I'm with you. I like the original too, but I'm willing to look at this new one and say, hee, this is fun. So I'm not really concerned about preferring one or the other. They both exist in their own space, and I'm happy to be part of bringing this new one to life, you know. New Year's Eve, yeah, of course. It's New Year's Eve is a big deal here. It's less traditional than it used to be. The country used to shut down for the first few days of the year. There was nothing else but shrine visits and things like that. And now it's the same as anywhere else. A holiday is means shopping, 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 you know. It affects us here in Asakusa because we're home to one of the biggest temples in the country, Sensoji Temple. And that's a place where many, and I mean many as in like 500,000 people will be coming to Sensoji in the first 3 days of the year to do their praying there. What they call Hatsumode, the first visit of the year. The first shrine visit of the year. Shrine/temple. Over on the other side of town, Meiji Shrine, Meiji Jingu, it has more visitors. They well over 1 million people will go through those gates in the first few days. So here, the first, second, and third will be flooded with people, absolutely flooded. And if we wanted to do the shopping thing, we could open the doors and do it. But I just don't want to do that sort of stuff. And the people in the shopping arcade that leads up to the temple, they have no choice. They close for 3 days because there are so many people coming that it becomes crowd control problem. So those shops are forced to close for 3 days. And that street just becomes a crowd-controlled street going up to the temple, at the front of the temple. So, how many prints do I own? Hundreds, thousands. Yeah, I've got. It must be some thousands, but I got to qualify. My collection myself is not, a print collector, as in the kind of person that goes to bid at Sotheby's and stuff like that. They would not even blink at my collection. Nothing. There's nothing I have that's worth much at all. Well, there's a few that are worth something, but I mean, there's nothing there that's big money. I've collected over the years things that piqued my interest or tweaked my interest for technical reasons, because look at that's how it's made or how it's carved or how it's done or whatever. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's actually cheap junk, but it's hugely interesting in the way that it's made and stuff like that. And part of our plan for Mokuhankan, we've talked about this many times, part of our plan for Mokuhankan is to have a room here, what we would call a, shiryokan kana. You couldn't call it a museum. That's a bit too high class, but a study room or something like that, where we're going to show these things, keep them, file them, talk about them, explain them, show them. Because there's so many stories, and I've got to make more videos because some of it's so much fun. And here I am printing a caption. This is not a job that I should be doing actually, but whatever. Cameron should be doing this. Somebody should be doing this.
The captions?
Doing something like this. I shouldn't be sitting here on a bench doing the simplest printing job in the workshop,
Yeah.
This is the problem. We have no labor ladder, Kids coming in and learning more and climbing up. So I end up doing the simplest jobs in the room myself,
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fun, I'm happy, but it's no way to run a business, Okay, what are we doing here? I'm not sure how many to leave for Japanese captions. I think I'll leave this last batch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'll leave those. I'll leave the last 12 uncaptioned to save them for Japanese. We're not going to have many Japanese collectors, but there they are. So I think actually that'll be it this morning. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:30 anyway. We've got to get going. I'm going to wash this. That's something I haven't been worried about before in the Japanese printmaking area. We don't need to wash the blocks, but this one here, I guess, has to be washed. That looks clean. Look at that. Doop, 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 doop. I gotta wash this platform. Okay, so where are we? What's happening? It's now Wednesday morning here. I'm not really sure what's going to happen the next few days. I intend to do a stream tomorrow morning. What I'm actually going to be doing, I don't really know. Because the work I need to do the next few days is promotion stuff. I've got to make a video for this series. I've got to get the website ready. We've got to get that book project sewn up. I've got so much work that isn't actually desk work like this. I've got no carving work on my bench right now at all. So I don't know, you know, from here to the end of the year, things might be a little funky. And I'm not sure if I can keep a regular stream every day all the time. Because so much of the work facing me right now is book work and preparation work. So what I'll do is I'll promise that I'll try and be streaming as much as I can. And I'll post on the Twitch image, you know, the image that's the front of our Twitch channel. I'll post there with what I will be doing, with what the schedule will be. But just over the next few days, and please, for the next week, please, you know, go easy on me if I'm not able to actually be here at 8 o'clock every morning doing something with my hands. Because there's a ton of book work now and office work waiting for me here at the end of the year. Anyway, there we go. I'll try and be back here tomorrow morning if I do have something like this that's interesting to do. In any case, I'll let you know what's going on. Thanks very much for your cooperation and enjoying and the communication. It's good fun to have everybody out there. Good night for now. Good morning for now, and I'll see you next time. Owls, oh, that's coming up again too. Jeez, actually, that's probably what I'll be doing. Anyway, we'll see. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Oh no, that's probably what I'll actually end up doing. I feel bad.
Well, I'm happy. I like them, you know. I like sending prints out. But
yeah.
There's a limit to how long people will stay for us here, you know, watching us if it's just owls all the time. Anyway, time to get going. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks again.